All right, Nick, thank you. Typhoid Mary is the new drama coming to the Rochester Repertory Theater beginning January 18th. Joining us today is Assistant Director Ivan Diley and actor Mary Bremer joining us. And Mary plays Mary.
I play Mary. It's typecasting.
But they didn't. But they didn't change the name, the spelling of the name.
No,
you
they
spelled
didn't.
it a bit different. Okay.
Just a little. Yes.
So Ivan, Typhoid Mary, what can people expect?
So they're going to expect something very dramatic, so to say. It is a very intense play. It's probably one of the more intense ones I've done in a little while. So it's very fun, especially to come up with, like, I guess, blocking or how the actors move during the show. It's really enjoyable.
Roughly how big is the cast?
So the cast is about, we've got about 5.
There are 5 primaries,
Yeah.
Okay.
and then
Yeah.
a couple of ensemble members
Yes.
who play ghosts and things.
Oh my! And when you say intense, explain a little bit further on that. What do you mean?
It is very emotional. So there are a lot of moments where people might feel a little uncomfortable because that emotion is coming through. And that's, I think, very important for this show. That emotion is definitely what drives home the true meaning.
But there's also humor.
Okay.
Yes.
And I have a lot of those lines.
Oh,
and
good.
I enjoy
That's
them very
good.
much.
Explain a little bit more about your role, Mary.
So Mary Mallon is actually an historical figure, Typhoid Mary. She was a typhoid carrier back around the turn of the century, the 1900s. And she was actually traced by contact tracing. It was the first example of that. There's a lot of parallels here with COVID. In terms,
We've heard contact tracing, right?
Absolutely. The rights of the person versus societal rights. And she actually was quarantined for a total of 26 years.
Oh.
And died in quarantine.
Oh, wow.
Because she was a carrier.
Okay, very interesting. I'm sure you had to dive into the history of it a little bit.
Yes, I think you could qualify this as historical fiction to a certain extent,
Yeah.
but diving into the history of it and finding out the real things about her life was very, very interesting.
It had to be a little fun for you, too.
It was a lot of
Learn a
fun.
little bit.
Still is.
Oh, wow. Rochester Rep Theater, we have different folks coming in all throughout the year with Rochester Rep, and the two of you said you have never been here before, which goes to show that there are many people involved with the Rochester Rep. How does it work? How can folks at home get involved if they'd like to?
It's very easy. We even have people that are allowed to, I guess, direct by putting in what they want to do for a show at the Rochester Rep. It comes around at the end of every season. The start of a new one sort of brings along some more shows that somebody can direct, and anyone is open to audition. So you can go onto the Rochester Repertory page on their website, and you can go ahead and find any info about auditions, and you can just prepare and then go ahead and show up.
There's also lots of opportunities to help with being an usher and those sorts of things for
and I'm
the
sure
shows.
you probably are always looking for people to help out, too.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Good pitch there, absolutely. And Mary, for you, acting on the side of another job?
Yes, I actually work at Mayo Clinic in the echocardiography lab. I'm an RN and cardiac sonographer.
Okay, and why do you like to do a little acting on the side?
Because when I was in high school and decided to go to college, I told my mother I was going to become an actor, and she asked me how I was going to eat.
Okay.
And so I decided I would become a nurse and then act on the side.
Act on the side, and you're able to do that in Typhoid Mary. More details on our website, kgdc.com. The show starts on the 18th?
Yes.
Yep.
How many different shows are there?
There are 8 different shows, Thursday, Friday, Saturday night at 7 o'clock, and Sunday matinees at 2.
Perfect. Do we know roughly how much tickets are?
$25.
$25. Details at kgdc.com. The two of you, best of luck, break a leg, and thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
All right, we have more to come here on Midwest Access. We have some other guests that will be joining us right after the break. They're telling us about a Sex Trafficking Awareness Month